That's allowed you to have something that's yours.
Yeah. And just even like a moment, a little moment of like ducking outside.
So an escape to look after you.
Yeah. That there's not that much of that time. And this just feels like a really easy way to have those moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheap, carried anywhere.
Yeah.
It's a remarkable piece of technology.
It really is.
Yeah. They're geniuses, really.
I know. Yeah. And then there's like the other side of me that's like, you know, I didn't drink alcohol or smoke or eat McDonald's or drink a can of Coke for like 12 years. Like I really care about my health. And this is so at odds with that. And that's part of the shame, I think, that, oh, wow, I'm doing something that is really at odds with how I want to treat my body and kind of who I am.
So it's really not a choice.
No.
Because if you could choose, it sounds like your values wouldn't allow you to.
Yeah, it's against my values. But there's this other part of me that absolutely chooses it.
Yeah. Tell me about that part that absolutely chooses it. What is it trying to, what's its perspective?
It's like, just do it. It's fun. It's fine. Be free. There's a big thing about freedom. And when I first started smoking cigarettes, that's what it felt like, really free when I was like a teenager, you know, free and rebellious.
Yeah. And so my sense is that there's something around not having your autonomy historically.
Yeah, I certainly think in those teenage years, you know, there's that kind of battle of like, but I'm growing up, but I'm still a kid. Yeah, and struggling with that. But when I actually had therapy yesterday morning, and I really, actually it was a cranio breathwork session. And I really got in touch with a very sad part of me who was extremely little.
Yeah.
Maybe even in utero.
Yeah. Maybe.
And that's, since stopping vaping, that sadness feels really prevalent. It feels very attachment-y, you know, like very real kind of basic sadness or loss, like very deep and old.
Yes. And so since stopping, you've been able to be more in direct contact with that pain?
Yeah, well, I've unfortunately not had a choice. It's just been there.
Yeah.
And it's been a bit rattling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, the purpose of smoking.
Yeah.
How it served you.
Yeah.
Something that you didn't have enough support to be with and touch into historically. But there is something clearly, because you have stopped, you are able to touch into it. You've had that experience of really validating for yourself, whoa, this is a lot, this is painful. So there's a strength now and a support, maybe I would assume internally and externally for you, that's allowing you to respond differently to this pain and be with it more.
Yeah, I think that's true. And I think, I mean, I've always been curious about my own pain. I've always loved therapy for that reason, that I just want to know myself more and more and more deeply. And it's been a really beautiful thing. Yeah, and I think there's just a sense that, okay, this is enough's enough. You got to face this and feel it and process it, and that it is part of my growth and my healing to actually be with this pain.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah. And so it sounds like if we think about a recovery framework for this, it sounds like therapy is already a significant portion of that that's helping you feel more autonomous and let go of some of this pain. Do you have a sense of other aspects that you already have in your recovery plan, or are there fantasies on what might be good to include, or does some other feeling come up or concern come up when I pose that?
Yeah, I think the first thing that comes to mind is exercise, and that I think that could be a really nice support in terms of moving my body, feeling more embodied, releasing some of those chemicals that naturally help us feel better. And also, like progressing further away from being a person who vapes. And actually, no, I'm a person who exercises. That's more aligned with my values, and I guess following those kind of things that are more aligned with my values than being a bit reckless and a bit, it feels self-destructive to vape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though, there's part of my mind that's like, but it feels really good though, doesn't it? But I do see it as self-harm and being self-destructive. Interestingly, I see that more easily in other people.
Yeah.
That, if I was to like meet like a romantic interest who vaped, I'd be like, absolutely not. Like, no, I would never entertain that.
Yeah.
So there's like quite a push and like a judgment on somebody else, which is interesting. Like that I guess that thought was part of the thing that made me go, okay, so what are you doing?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people, myself included, that is a safer way to deal with the parts of ourselves that we're not fully at peace with. I think that's and just naming that that's happening or happened for you is fantastic. How are you feeling? This is a lot. Being on record as well.
No, I feel good. It actually feels good to, be a bit brave about it and a bit more open about it, and feels like a bit de-shaming, and there's part of my mind that's like, just kind of realised, some of my clients might listen to this, but I don't think I've ever pretended not to be human in that kind of work or with anybody. But it feels vulnerable, but it feels nice to have explored it a little further as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're not being bound by shame. You're finding your voice despite you feeling shame.
Yeah. Thank you. That's really nice. It really lands.
Does that feel wrapped up in a neat little bow?
Yeah. That feels good.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe we can, I guess move back into our regular roles and, just chat a little bit about that piece and, what you were curious about, or how what we were talking about relates to some of the theory, or I guess maybe just firstly, what was that like for you?
Yeah, it was good. It was insightful and it made sense. The addiction, at the core of it, the addiction made sense to me. And I got a sense that you understood the emotions that you felt with that addiction.
It is really interesting. And I think as a therapist, not that I specialise in addiction, but obviously it comes as part of the therapy at times. Or really, I think you could say this for any adaptive behaviour. It always makes sense, right? Like when you kind of look at what's underneath it, it makes perfect sense. Like, of course you're doing that. Of course you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah. And humans are the most adaptive, flexible species on Earth. And that is true to a fault for a lot of us. So, we are very adaptive, and I think that's important to name.
Can you say a bit more about how it's true to a fault?
Yeah, well, so we're tribe animals. We're meant to live in a group, in a community. We're meant to be raised in a group and community.